What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Terrier Owner YouTube channel. We're happy to have you back. We've got Luna out for another one of our weekly videos, and today's topic is potentially pretty important for any of you that are considering adopting any dog breed, but it's the most important for any of you who are considering adopting a dog, not from a breeder, but from a rescue or from a shelter. Before we dive into those details, guys, like we always say, a thumbs up on the video goes a really long way towards helping us get noticed by others on YouTube. If you've been enjoying our content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and never forget to turn on those notifications so you're notified every week when the new videos come out. And of course, never forget about terrierowner.com, the blog site associated with this YouTube channel, so that you can check out all of our helpful content for many different dog breeds in a written format. But today's topic, guys, is going to be specifically geared towards the dangers or problems you may run into if you're adopting a dog from a shelter. More specifically, is a shelter dog more dangerous than a dog from a breeder? And before we even kick into the video, I want to start with a really clear-cut answer, and that is no. Shelter dogs are not inherently any more dangerous than a dog from a breeder. The problem you run into with shelter dogs or rescue dogs are all of the unknowns. So there are things that you need to be on the lookout for. There are things you can do to prepare or be more educated about the process, and that's what we're gonna dive into. So let's kick it off with one of the first things that you need to be aware of. And that is, guys, when you adopt a dog from a rescue or a shelter, one of the biggest issues is the amount of information that is readily available to you. It is less than you are going to get from most breeders. Breeders are going to have health history, family history, bloodlines, lots of information. You know, they've been taking care of the dog and likely in that business for a long time. With a shelter dog, there's a good chance that any of the dog's personality and behavior is unknown depending on how long it's been there. And that's no fault of the dogs. It's possible that it was a runaway. It could have even been just given away by the previous owners, or essentially a stray dog. So again, not a item to blame on the dog itself, but the unknown is the inherent risk that you would take with a rescue dog. You just don't know what kind of genetics they have, what kind of personality they're already predetermined to be, essentially. But with proper care and socialization, those things can be worked on. However, when you do want to be more careful is if there is information available, or honestly, if there isn't. The problem is that if you happen to adopt a dog that was the victim of abuse or neglect or anything that could make it a little more antisocial, skittish, or potentially even aggressive, that's an issue you may run into with a shelter dog. That's way more common with shelter or rescue dogs than it would be with a breeder, because with a breeder, most likely you're adopting the dog at a puppy age and you're starting that socialization process right out of the gates. With a rescue dog, you are taking the work of somebody else prior to you before that dog was at the rescue, and if that was not the proper care or they've been more exposed to aggressive behaviors or an aggressive upbringing, that's when you can run into issues. So what is my advice, Luna and I's advice for you if you are dead set on getting a rescue dog? My first piece of advice for you, with all the information we've already presented, is to consider your own skills. Make sure that you are ready for that challenge. You're ready for the unknown, and if there is issues with behavior or personality traits that aren't as desirable as you might get with a dog from a breeder, be ready to work on that through training and socialization. If you don't have the skills to do that, or the patience or the bandwidth and time, you should reconsider or reevaluate. Either A, maybe get a dog from a breeder, or B, maybe you're not ready to adopt a dog in general. My next piece of advice is simple, guys, and it's the same advice I'd give you if you were getting a dog from a breeder, and that is exercise a ton of patience. Just because a dog is from a shelter doesn't make it a bad dog. It may just mean that it had a rough go to begin life. Either way, a dog from a breeder and a dog from a shelter takes time to train. They take time to socialize. They take time to potty outside. It's all work at the end of the day. So if you're going to go into this for a shelter dog, don't only worry about things like if it could be dangerous and potentially bite. Worry about the fact that you have work to do no matter what, and you need to be patient along the way. Another tip I have for you guys is don't be afraid to, exercise your right to ask for help. YouTube videos are great. Luna and I love making them for you guys, but this only goes so far in the actual world of, you're dealing with the dog yourself. If you need a professional trainer, or you need to speak to even a vet about potential options for a dog you're struggling with, or some other kind of just help from friends and family to maybe watch the dog when you can't be at home, you need to ask for help with the dog. There's nothing wrong with asking for help whenever you have a new dog. It's a new member of the family, so go into it with the attitude and mindset that if things get a little bit tough, you're not afraid to reach out to somebody to get further help on the topic. Another piece of advice I have for you guys is when you're in the process with the shelter or the rescue, you need to ask as many questions as you can. The information they have, like I said, is going to be more limited than the information you're going to get from a breeder, but they do still have some information. There's a chance that they have a lot of information, especially if the dog was given to the shelter. They may have way more information about the dog's past than you may think, but the only way you're going to find out is if you ask questions. Rescues want to pair dogs and owners together in the best environment possible. So they are there to help you as well. They want to see the dogs get a happy home, but you have to ask the questions that are going to help you prepare for the process the best you can. So be sure to ask questions. And another piece of advice, guys, is never commit to a dog without meeting it in person, maybe 1 or 2 times before you actually go through with the process. Rescue dog or breeder dog, I always recommend going to see the dog, see how it behaves, see how it acts whenever you go to pet it and interact with it. Make sure it is for you. It's usually in those moments whenever you're meeting the dog that you're really gonna know if this dog is gonna become a member of your family. So make sure you meet the dog in person and make a decision after that. Again, to reemphasize the main question that I wanted to address in this video, it is, are shelter dogs more dangerous or essentially worse than breeder dogs? And the answer is no. They just had potentially an unknown past. There's more questions that might be unanswered, and there might be more training, behavior, and personality traits you have to work out of them. But at the end of the day, they can still make a great addition to your family. Any dog like Luna here from a breeder can do the same for you. Don't be afraid to rescue a dog. They can make excellent dogs. Sometimes they can be more trained and socialized than a dog that you have to start fresh with. So go into it excited. Just do your homework and do your due diligence to make sure it's the dog for you and the dog for your family. For any of you who have rescued a dog, Luna and I would love to hear your comments. I'm sure the community would as well. Be sure to drop those comments down below for us. We love to help the community as much as we can. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the video if you have not already so that you can see all of our future content that we will be making. Never forget to check out terrierowner.com. Again, that is the blog site associated with this YouTube channel with all of the written format content on it for you. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified of all of our future videos. Outside of that, Luna and I wish you the best of luck if you are planning to adopt a dog, breeder, or rescue. We appreciate you, and we will catch you in the next one. Take care.